It is very common that I see people that rush or they overdo it. They hit too hard. They go for too much power, or sometimes they don't know what to do when they have that approach shot. That short ball, usually close to the service line, and sometimes I see people rushing towards the ball, sprinting, and then when they get to the ball, they're trying either with the same pace, with the same momentum that they generating running towards the ball. They don't know how to control it. Sometimes it seems like they don't know if they should slice. Most of the times I see people trying to do too much, a long swing, trying to go for too much power on the approach. That is one thing that's something that I want to talk about. What to do, how we should play that shot when we get that short ball and we're moving towards the net. It is very common that people get the ball too hard, or they try to do something probably too fancy with a shot. The importance on the approach is really that you want to think more about placement. If you think about it, once you're close to the net, to the service line, if you make a shot that is probably 60% pace, 50% pace, your approach shot, you're pretty much taking almost half the time that your opponent is going to have to react to compared to a regular shot from the baseline. You're already inside the court, you're close to the service line, you get into that shot, and instead of getting there and trying to make a really good shot, like going hard, you have less distance, so you really have to play that ball very close to the net in order to make a fast shot and hit it in. And you gotta brush. It just takes, you're risking too much for too little. When you get that ball, when you get the approach, you wanna move towards it think more about depth. That's what you wanna have in your head. Placement, play that ball deep. Even if they got you in the approach, if your shot is deep, you can even play the ball straight back to the guy, right down the middle of the court, guys. And that way you're closing the angles. The other guy is going to have an even more difficult time to pass you. Why? Because playing the ball down the middle towards him, you're closing the angles on the sides. So when you're playing that, when you're moving forward on that slice on the forehand or the backhand, you can very well slice. Or go 50% with that shot, brush that ball and think more about depth. The slice is really good because it's easier to place it. It's easier to just carry that ball deep, forehand or backhand, even though you're giving more time to the other guy to react, but you're keeping that ball lower, so they have to work even more, especially if it's a two-handed backhand opponent. They're gonna have a hell of a time picking up that ball. So when you're approaching that shot, when you're moving towards that ball, you want to have the idea that you don't have to kill it. Don't feel the pressure that is, because a lot of people think that because it's a shot in the middle, a short ball in the middle of the court, you have to win that point. You're pressured to put it away. Sometimes they think like, oh, that this ball up here, I have to put it away. This is an easy ball, perfect height, I have no excuse not to finish a point right here. So you're risking, sometimes you're pressuring too much yourself to finish a point right there, and you're risking too much. When the truth is that when you make the shot, when you go deep and you make the other guy play again, it's 90% of the times, 80 or 90% of the times, there are gonna be two things that are gonna happen. Either the other guy is gonna miss a shot trying to pass you, or he's gonna give you the ball right here, guys, just to put it away. So when you're moving towards that ball in the approach, don't feel the pressure to finish the point. The approach is like the 1 and 2 punch in boxing. It's a 1-2 kind of shot. You move forward, you don't have to win the point right there. Force the other guy either to miss or to give you the ball right here, guys. If you play, as I said before, if you focus more on playing that ball deep, if you focus more on the depth of your shot and trying to keep that ball low, you have more than 80% chances that the other guy, believe me, more than 80% of the times, you're not even going to have to volley. Many times, the other guy is gonna miss it, is gonna go long, or they're probably gonna go high and give it to you. But you have to think again, you have to play, when you see that short ball and you're moving forward, don't be impulsive, play smart, hit the ball back, think more about depth, and remember one thing, you don't always have to go wide, you don't always have to go for the forehand or the backhand. You can go right down the middle and you're gonna close all the angles for this guy. Okay? Alright guys, I hope it helps. If you have any questions, let me know, and I'll see you next time.